Good afternoon all. After getting into much of debate of क्या हो रहा है क्या नहीं हो रहा है, maybe there is some hope for existing customers and those who are willing to accept the fact. Before starting, I would like to make a comment. It's a personal comment. Although lot many presentations and lot many deliberations was done where comparison has been made for Delhi to Haryana, so we also have to see that the consumer mix of Delhi is far better than Haryana. There's a lot of urban space in it, with less of space. Haryana on different side, it's wide geographic boundaries and different set of mix makes it difficult for them to qualify or to compete with Delhi supply conditions. That is one. Another thing, we as an industry always want to have Mercedes in our parking at a cost of Maruti, which is like something we also need to see from inside that no, it is not done. If you want something, you also have to give something. So all things discoms cannot be bullied for everything, every wrong thing to discoms and every good things to industry. This should not also be there. I'm just starting my presentation with a brief of my company, although we have a set of consumers in Haryana, but for those who are not our clients as of now, definitely we look forward. We are into business of power trading and power generation and advisory. Being a power trader, as the oldest power trader in India, our company has started the first schedule of power in way back 1986, when power was scheduled from one state to another state. And although that time it was not a activity, notified activity under Act, we are having category 1 license and also having intra-state license with 7 state ERCs and 2 northeastern states approval. And we have traded 14 billion units so far in our portfolio. And apart from this, we are also India's first power trader to schedule wind power from out of state consumers. So that is what something different and that is something unique we have done so far. In power generation, we have started off a small test case or case study for getting into power generation for mixing agro-waste and all. And we have set up a 5 megawatt power plant which is to be augmented to 25 megawatt. That is on biomass and it is situated in down south Karnataka. In power advisory, we are having almost over 2 billion units of renewable energy certificates. We are largest aggregators of RPOs. Definitely somebody who was looking forward for RPO compliance can definitely be served from us. We are also advising clients on various power portfolio management to a larger extent, because that is something as an industry you have to outsource. You as an industry cannot be masters of everything. You are masters of your manufacturing. So please let us also grow, let us also survive in the market with our expertise. Our expertise is to manage your power requirement, your portfolio. So every time it's a common thing, because we do interact a lot of clients on day-to-day basis. Every time you go to client will say, first question, this is a very unique question, आपका margin कितना है? And then he'll say, अच्छा उनका margin 0.5 पैसा कम था. Now what is there to compare a margin? I am giving you a service, I am giving you a power which you are not able to get 8 rupees, I am giving it to you at 6 rupees, and now you are comparing a service of two different traders or two different participants or competitor based on 0.5 paisa margin, which is like nothing. It's a peanut. So 0.5 paisa of margin cannot survive a good service. So that is something the lookout of industry also has to be changed. You also need to focus on what solutions you are looking at rather than what margin I am giving out. If you are interested, I can sell you power. If you are interested to buy, only then. I cannot just cheapo my power, sir, anything, this is my power, 8 rupees, 10 rupees, please have it. I cannot give it to you. I cannot force it to you. So that is something as an industry, yes, there's a lot of encouragement from industry also. Lot many industries, they have set up a dedicated cells for monitoring their requirement, monitoring their power consumption, and then managing those loads. So that is something we are looking forward to, and that is what as of now required into industrial space. The background is basically, we already know that electricity being a backbone of society and manufacturing process as an industry, and day in and day out we are seeing a lot of costs are already included or embedded into tariffs, but yet again new inclusions of in form of FAC, in form of new some tariff shocks are given. Being all said and done, there is you also need to see that the tariff hikes are bound to happen, because discoms are not having much of liquidity. They are running in cash crunch. They also need commercial aspects to survive. So that is how both the systems has to have a win-win approach and work out a amicable solution. What Mr. Honorable Chairman has already quoted, that it has to be a win-win solution for both the parties, stakeholders as well as suppliers, by both the sides. It should not be one-sided approach as an industry or as a discom he will be relying on. But yes, there has to be a mix, fair good amount of mix and a balance of cost and charges, and those deliberations yet to be made. But that is something is as of now not happening, and maybe in 12th hearing we'll see something happening up. The flow of electricity as of now is common, known to most of the, it is just for sake of showing you that power is flowing through master grid to central grid to your state grid, and then state grid to your discoms, and then discoms to you based on your connectivity levels. Many of customers in Haryana, there are less number of customers on direct STU, but yes, there are a lot many participation on discom side which is happening on exchanges. I would like to quote one small clarification to Mr. Gupta, what he has quoted, that there is less number of participation from Gujarat and Maharashtra. Sir, I would like to convey to you that we as an industry, as Global Energy, we are supplying to almost 21 industries in Maharashtra, all bilateral. Yes, you have quoted rightly in context of day-ahead power. Exchanges power, yes, they have not allowed exchanges to work on because of the obvious reason which DHVVN has also quoted in their petitions. And in Gujarat, almost 97 day-ahead customers mostly on exchanges, and some 8 to 10 customers on bilateral market is also there. So that is like fair good amount of sum which is coming on exchanges as well as bilateral. It is purely on class of purely on mix of consumers, what kind of consumer base that discom is allowing to get into open access. Those kind of scenarios will be developed based on state to state. It is now Haryana that now they are into reactive mode. The DHVVN, earlier there was no problem, the NOCs were okay, everything coming unconditional, it was all love and fresh air, and now all of a sudden some dosing has been done on NOCs. So definitely we are foreseeing same kind of situation what you must be seeing in Punjab. Till last July there was like almost 400 plus customers buying power from exchanges, and it was kind of gaming. It was also kind of selective approach that no, I'll buy peak power which is costly on exchanges. I'll prefer discom power which is easy to get and low cost, and then to buy off-peak power which is at different rates, at a lower rate. So that is what we are seeing into more and more places where more number of exchanges transactions are there. Although one more thing we are missing in the whole scenario is there is less knowledge imparted on customers for alternative buying option. It is not only exchanges who are supplying. Exchanges is just part of India market, 10 to 12%. Rest 80 to 90% market is being catered by bilateral market, which is not, I can say it's a lack of marketing effort, it's a lack of knowledge imparting effort on part of our power trading industry, and also this reach is limited due to manpower issues and all, which is a very quite obvious reasons. So exchanges has made it way, but there are always plus and minus of all the systems. And now what we are seeing, this retaliation move from DHVBN is also considered to be part of that retaliation move what Punjab has done and what Gujarat has done. So something stabilization of operations and those things will definitely see more on what stand HERC take and final verdict is given out. Energy access is mostly as of now on your left hand side. The conventional way is to either through a DG sets, which is primarily owned by the premises holder, and normal through discom network. Post 2003, it has given a way to way out or given a choice to also have a right hand side of mix, which is like through a trader, through a bilateral market, through a power exchange member broker, or through a wheeling and banking arrangement under group captive and many schemes, which is on a state to state specific basis it works. So this is the way. You also have a fair amount good mix of partial open access, like in case of Maharashtra, where they allow certain X quantum, which is like less than 90% of load, to be catered to be you can buy it from open access market, and then up to 10% or more than 10% you have to buy from discom, so that your basic connectivity, because you also don't have to forget the thing that your connectivity is not replaced by any broker or any trader. It is just we are replacing your commercial aspect. Power will remain same. Power, I am not giving some extra gold fed power or gold plated power to you. Power will remain same. It is coming from same grid. Only what we are giving is a commercial solution. I would rather quote it as a commercial transaction purely, apart from this technical word of actual power flow and actual power received. It is all we are offsetting your commercials with a lower cost of power. Definitely you need to compare your cost in totality, like DG plus discom supply as of now in current scenario. Current tariff structure, as you must be knowing these things, we have considered that a small deliberation we have made that 6 to 7 hours of yearly power cut we have taken, and then we have done a small simulation on what kind of impact bilateral market will do and what kind of impact commercial impact exchange transaction will do on a same voltage level. So if we see from bilateral market, if we consider that at 4 rupees price if you buy from regional entities, and what actually will be the landed cost to you, and samely we have simulated for exchange based transaction what all cost you are ending up paying up. So if you see on bilateral of 4 rupees power will cost you 6 rupees 7 paisa, whereas in exchanges mode it will cost you 6 rupees 15 paisa. So on contrary to various feelings that exchanges are always cheaper, I would say you are ending up paying more cost on exchange, more charges on exchanges, which is day ahead transaction. So that is something on collective transaction you are losing out 7 or 8 paisa per unit of transaction. Likely on same 66 kV and above, which is at STU level, a bilateral of 4 rupees will land you up in 5 rupees 56 paisa. Hopefully we have a very less number of consumers in Haryana precisely who has opted for 66 kV, and with new set of guidelines many people are opting for 66. I don't see much of relief in very near future, because the whole infrastructure work has also to be considered while migrating from 33 or 11 to 66. So that is something you need to see. If possibility, definitely a higher voltage level will give you more return. Definitely the cost and cost benefit analysis has to be worked out in detail. This is just a snapshot of small demo what I am showing you. The 66 kV and above bilateral will land you up in 5 rupees 56 paisa. Likewise, on exchange, this 4 rupees power will end up in 5 rupees 63 paisa. So that is something you also need to see and clarify. Of course, we'll be able to help you out with detailed data, and if you want a detailed circulation of same, that these transactions are very well valuable to you, very well viable to you, and it will be a cost optimal solution for you also to get into a bilateral basis, which is a assured supply option. Issues in Haryana, almost we have done with everything, but since I made presentation, basically I have covered that issues which DHVBN has presented before Honorable HERC to decide and adjudicate upon. So that is under I think maybe on 12th or so we'll be able to see some relief. I don't foresee, personally I don't foresee 100% relief. But yes, there has to be a balance which Honorable Chairman and members of HERCs has to decide what is right for consumer and what is right for discoms also. So that is something, and I see that some relief will be there, but it will not be much of helpful to benefit of consumers, because at the end of the day, discoms also has to survive, and it is a question of survival. The proposal what we are putting up is a portfolio management solution for you. A portfolio management solution will be your overall cost, where you can sit across and decide what all cost you incur and how effective we can place you for a longer duration of contract, not on day-ahead basis, but a longer duration of contract for a reliable and cost-effective supply, and that is at fixed level of supply. Another option also, it is for bilateral energy, which is a part of portfolio management. And portfolio management is basically a mixed approach of day-ahead market or a TAM market or a bilateral market, off-peak market, peak market. So all these due diligence and kind of power purchase and simulations we do for you on behalf of you to make sure your cost is optimized even from a transaction level, which is bilateral. So bilateral is a fixed tenure, fixed amount contract, which is at a fixed price for a tenure. So that is also an effective way to negate the effect of exchanges transaction, which is in not so good features with Haryana system. So that is something there. And then exchanges are also, of course, it is there. Market driven pricing is there, and there is a lot of uncertainty. But mostly since people enjoy 6-7 months of good revenues and good bottom lines, they leave aside 1 or 2 months of more DG running and all. But overall, if you consider what kind of sum you end up in paying for a yearly basis, don't see a solution for 1 month, 2 months. Don't see a scenario where you are like only for 1 month. This month I am making money. This month I am making money because there is no problem. But after that, when your summer period will start, when there is congestion in northern grid, western northern grid, then almost we have seen W3 grid congestion. So same, even though that WNR congestion will remain in summer season, there are lot many chance that also valid point to see the demand which is as of now projected on books of any discom is a suppressed demand. So it is not the actual demand. Whatever surplus DHVBN is getting, it is because of suppressed demand. They are getting it because X percentage of consumers are not being served, or they are not in position to serve those consumers, or they are losing money because industry is the only which are promptly paying. Industry is surviving, a matter of survival for a discom. Industries are prompt paying. Industries are ready to accept anything because they want their system to run. They want their system. They don't want any goof up with any regulation, anything. They want, ठीक है यार, pay करो जो भी करता है, मेरे को बिजली चाहिए. The attitude of a business house is get this thing done and power should be restored to me. So that is something you also need to see what kind of solution you are looking at. A longer duration contract, a shorter duration contract, gains of few thousand or per month or gains of few lakhs per year, that is okay, and in longer duration it will be there or not, that is a big question. Alternate basis, inform basis, already you are, most of you are enjoying this benefit day-ahead basis, which is as of now in not so good shape. Then there is term ahead contract, which is now very, the whole propaganda of exchanges is to put term ahead market. But if you see term ahead market closely, the liquidity is almost 8 to 10% only of your load. So daily the term market, if you see, if you go through the trending of this term and market, TAM market of exchanges, you will see there is like almost zero participation on PXIL, and there is like less than 2-3 MUs participation on IEX. So if you also shift to TAM, considering you all 104 people shift to TAM, there is a requirement of almost 12 to 18 MUs. From where the other 8 MUs will come from? That is again a big question mark. You also need to see. Getting inside, getting into TAM will not help you out to a larger extent. Then there is a firm basis, which is bilateral supply options, and it is for medium term and short term. Short term definitely up to 90 days period, and beyond that we call it up to 12 years medium term. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, that all qualifies for medium term. So that exactly to our knowledge and to what we can suggest you as a trader is definitely getting inside, getting into a contract where you are forcing a fixed rate supply for a longer duration, because power tariffs and exchanges fluctuations will always be there. Weekly term and already I have explained that there is very less participation and liquidity a big issue, and considering only your requirement, that is only I am considering Haryana requirement, they will be meeting up almost 30% only. So best balance 70% has to be sourced through or someone has to rely on not going for open access and be there wherever you are and what kind of services you will be getting. We always prefer to go ahead for a portfolio management services. Portfolio management will also help you in optimizing your bilateral contracts, because bilateral contracts cannot be, it is for a fixed duration and a fixed tenure. On 90% of Indian, 90-95% of Indian contracts on bilateral basis is mostly on RTC basis, which is like 24/7 supply basis, and it is always advised to go for a base load on bilateral contracts. So once you see your base load for 7 hours or 8 hours or peak hour or peak hour, you have already designed in your system, and your system is giving you a optimal mix that yes, based on my data accumulated within industry, 10 hours I can go for this load, balance of 14 hours on this load. So that kind of mix can be worked out with help of our colleagues and our industry, basically power trading industry, to give you a solution that yes, even if there is a RTC rate, we can work out with some generator on a larger basis. If larger number of people are there, we can work out a standard mix, industry mix, that Sundays are off and those things. So that is also need to be considered while designing a portfolio management, and definitely we help you also to get through a basic optimum solution rather than forcing you to buy any. Sir, this is the only solution, you have to take it or leave it. So this is not the right thing for two industries for them to accept, because industry also runs on their own whims and fancies, and definitely optimum mix of your requirement and our solution will always be a helpful, rather than I am forcing you a solution and you are accepting it. We have done this portfolio management with, I've given a case reference of 5 companies India-wise. We have done it for Toyota Kirloskar Motors in Bangalore. We are doing it for Tata Motors Pune. We are doing for Solaris Chemtech down south. We are doing it for SR Steel, both Pune and Gujarat facility, and we are doing it for Micro Inks. So this is just a basic reference I've given, that they all are focusing on industry to do their work, what they are supposed to do. They are not forcing their people to sit across table and do a daily due diligence on power आया नहीं आया, what kind of rate, वो आया कि नहीं आया, आज का कितना obligation, आज का कितना payment. They don't want that kind of झंझट झमेला. So basically what they are looking at is completely, you take my hassle, you do a portfolio management services, I am outsourcing my service. All I want is 100% power. All I want is a optimum cost power. So that is something definitely, gentleman from Gurgaon Association, he has quoted it, that industry can give you. Definitely there are some hiccups, like we also cannot guarantee you 100% uptime, because the infrastructure will have to be current infrastructure, which is DHVBN. There will be some minor hiccups, but almost the situation is better. What Mr. Gupta also quoted, that if you are buying from open access, you are considered to be premium category consumers, at least on DHVBN side. So the power cuts and everything can be taken care of in longer run. We also do provide services for renewable purchase obligation meeting. Then we are also advising industries and manufacturing companies for getting into PAT scheme, which is again incentivizing mechanism for efficiency management. And already Bureau of Energy Efficiency is working on it, and maybe in coming 1 year or 2 year you will see that this also will give you a substantial benefit commercially for going ahead with energy efficiency management into your particular premises. Then we also conduct energy audit solution and services. So that is how we can get into your business. Definitely you need to just call us and we'll be able to help you out with our solutions. And definitely one solution is not a standard solution for all. Every industry is different set of requirement, different set of ideology. So every industry is unique client, and we always look forward to you for giving us a chance to work with you. And we just a brief thing, we are a SAP run organization. All our transactions are completely monitored and given a control to client side also for any time viewing, and it's a complete transparent process. And all your invoices, everything, scheduling, day ahead, everything, whatever we do for you is taken care of in that system. This is what, thank you, thanks a lot.